Hello, everybody. Another week. Here we are at Onpassive 360. Yes, 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 yes. Couple things to you. As you know, I'm Marty DeGarmo. I'm here with Redfern and Mr. Chris Johnson. I just lost my voice. Um, we're going to go over some recaps, things that went on during the week, things to look forward to. Um, I'm going to start off by saying that whatever you do, go back to the back office and watch the replay of Ash Mufareh. Okay, take the time. I did it, and I'm telling you, if you go slow, even if you got to stop it, absorb this stuff because there's a lot of we're moving into a new chapter, and I think people don't realize it's only going to get faster. Okay, it's only going to get faster, and the reason I think some people may not be plugged in as they should is because of the questions they ask. These two guys know what I mean. Like if somebody's asking you something, you're going, oh, they're behind. So for all leaders out there, which I hate to say that word, everybody's a leader if you got one person, share with them, tell them, guide them, and show them what they need to do. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Red for right now.
Yeah, thanks very much, Marty. Hello, 360 in the house at 12 o'clock Eastern time, which is 5 p.m. UK time. We're here once again to bring you some fantastic updates. What a week so far it's been. In fact, the last 3 weeks have been mind-blowing as far as information is concerned that we've had from Ash Mufareh, and Monday's spectacle that we witnessed was nothing short of that either. As Marty said, there was an awful lot of information, even though myself, Marty, and other leaders break it down for recaps for you guys, including the written version that fantastic Peter Surur puts in the back office under the updates. The only way to get the real feel for it, to have the bits and pieces that in between all that, is to get back on that recording that's in your back office under updates and listen to it. 2 hours Ash was on for, and boy did he deliver some great updates. If you thought we are close to that finish line, go and listen to it. It really does give you a good feel. It gives you a fantastic timeline of where we are in the launching process to our main goal. What is our main goal? Is to launch as a customer-based business. We are very close, and all of the updates that we have given to you, and we'll give you a few more today as well, are all pointing in that direction. I'll hand over to Chris now to say a few hellos. Hello, Chris.
Red, hello, Marty DeGarmo. Hey, I got a request for everyone out here. All three of these mugs, these good-looking guys on here, every one of us, we got some issues in our lives, and we're asking for prayers. We rarely ask for prayers for ourselves, but you can throw us a few prayers once in a while because we need a lot of strength to keep going what we're doing. So all prayers help. I want to say hello to all the people on the Bill Mush YouTube channel. There's one guy, we'll shout out some prayers. Guys, if you can, Bill is not feeling very well lately. I ask that you kind of hold back at some of your emails or your messages. He wanted to let me know that thank you for them all, but throw him some prayers. He's doing great. And for my biggest fans, Bill Mutz, John White, Robin Noble. I got to throw Julie Wen in there because she just was very mad at me because I didn't.
She was mad last week.
She was mad last week. Yeah.
Woo, boy. Bam, bam, bam. Peter Shore, I love you to death. And I want to give you all, we just did a PNG one real quick. And every country we go to is a different language. So I threw out something a little different. Marty and Renner are going to help out with that because they do the recaps. Peter sure does the notes. If you live in another country that doesn't speak English, take Pete's notes or Red's or Marty's recaps and go over them in your language. Real simple. Peter's notes covers 99% of what exactly Ash Mufareh said. So take those notes and simply make a video like this and read it in your language. It helps us. It helps everyone. We want everyone to understand about Onpassive. And Onpassive 360, you came to the right spot to get the right information, and we love your support. And I'm going to send it back to my bigger brother, Marty DeGarmo.
All righty. Very good. Couple points I wanted to bring up. back to what Ash said, and we've all said, people kind of wonder, I get, what can I do? What can I do? I don't do videos. I'm not comfortable. That's okay. Do what you can do. You don't have to be me or Chris or Red. My God, one of us is enough. Trust me. I couldn't stand another one of me. And we all know we don't want another one of those. I'm not going to mention any names. But anyway, there's things that you can do that will start a ripple effect and make a difference in all of our businesses. And that's by go to YouTube, say help, give a thumbs up, make a nice comment if you want to. But I'm just saying it matters in the long run. This is how you get viral, doing it now. A lot of people look at things and they go, well, it's not doing anything right now. No, it's not. What you do is you got to work today to make tomorrow better. And all of us can do that. And I don't care who you are. I don't care if you do a video. I don't care if you do lives. I don't care. There's something all of us are good at and can do. And this is the only platform in the world where everybody can find their lane and move all the way to the top. Nobody's holding anybody back. No one. It's not luck. You grab something you feel comfortable with and go with it. And you'll get the support from everybody around you. I'm going to turn it over to Red.
Thanks very much, Marty. Okay, I want to talk a couple of things about what we heard and experienced on Monday with Ash Mufareh. Now, there was a couple of things that really stood out for me, which I thought were really important points that maybe some people heard it, but didn't understand how important they were. The first one for me was the replicated back office the replicated Onpassive.com website that has been given out to us. This is in link number 51 in your back office. You can go there, have a look at it. That link is for the replicated Onpassive.com website. Why is this a big deal, you might be saying? Well, for a start, have a look at the clarity, have a look at the design, have a look at all the things that are integrated into that website. Now, they haven't just thrown this together. This has been worked on for a long, long time as far as how these websites are going to be rolled out. That is a whole week and a half ahead of schedule of where he said last time we would be getting it one. He said within 2 weeks. That was last week. So we're ahead of schedule for that. He's now said that in another 2 weeks we'll have another one. Wouldn't be surprised if that comes even quicker as well. But what it means from us as founders is that we are now on the right road as far as having these replicated websites is concerned, to get into the stage where there's going to be one a week, then there's going to be 3 a week, and then eventually 1 a day. And this is where we need to be as far as launch is concerned, because he's promised us we get a domain name and we get a website that changes daily, and it is linked to us. So it's a really big deal. The other massive deal for me that came out of Monday was the data center. Now, we heard on Monday as well that behind the scenes, we've already known that there is going to be data centers. We've been told there is multiple across the globe, but we didn't know until Monday that they've been working on testing multiple locations since November of last year. 7 times, in fact, we've used multiple data centers, and they've been tested since that time. We have also been told that the one data center that we need that's going to be coming online, we will find out on Friday when that date is and the location, etc., of where it's going to be. Why is this such a massive deal? Because Ash has always said time and time again, he doesn't want to be beholden to anybody else with Onpassive. It's our company, and we want to set the rules and regulations as far as the company is concerned. When we are hosting our sites, that is all the URLs, domain names, everything to do with Onpassive with somebody else, we are beholden to these people. They could switch that switch off at any time, and then where are we left? Having our own data center means that we will be able to host everything to do with Onpassive on this data center. And on top of that, Ash came out on Monday to say that this one data center has the capacity to host 1 billion people. Was it hard to do? You bet yourself it was. It also has the capacity for those 1 billion people to have unlimited applications open at the same time. Now, this is unheard of anywhere on the internet space, where you can have so many people online in one place all at the same time with multiple applications all open and it not crashing. It was very hard for our tech guys and engineers to get this right, because it had to be tested and tested and tested to get to the right stage where it will not crash. And we probably won't have that many people, but belt and braces, guys. What we do not want to do is to get to that point where we have 1 billion people wanting to access our products and services. And guess what happens? It all crashes and implodes. So it is a big deal, guys. It means that we are not going to be beholden to other people as we are at the moment with AWS services. They host our websites, and it means that we have complete control over what we are doing. Back to Marty or Chris.
Take it, Marty. Thank you, Red. Excellent information. So now, because Marty DeGarmo set a world record live yesterday, he kind of took a little time away from me, but that's okay, because it was a great world record live and a long one. And there was some things I wanted to say, but I knew we had to do some more webinars, so I held it for today. Now, I told you yesterday on my live that I'm going to tell you something through a comparison of statistics, why and how Onpassive is going to be so great and is so great. So bear with me here. I'm going to break it down. Now, I'm going to use Facebook as much as I don't want to, but I have to, because that's the only way I can explain this. Now, Facebook started in 2004, okay? Pretty much off an idea popped in the guy's head from another idea, okay? In less than a year, they had 1 million users or subscribers. Pretty cool, right? Now, by 2005, they had 6 million users. And I'm going to go down the list. 2006, 12 million users. 2007, 58 million users. 2010, 500 million users. 2011, they opened a data center. What a ways away. You're thinking, I know you're thinking about this. All right. 2016, they had 1 billion with the B users. 2018, 2 billion. Now, in 2022, they've got 2.9 billion users. Now, in the process of between 2010 and 2022, they opened a thing called Marketplace, and they also opened an app, okay? Which at the end of 2021, the app, it was losing 500,000 people a day. Probably from poor planning, okay? Now, why am I saying all this? Because I want you to understand that Onpassive was one thing. It was basically, Facebook was one thing. It was basically a platform for social media. And you understand what I'm telling you, the numbers, how it grew. Now, remember this, not till 2011 did they open a data center, okay? And it took them about a year once they went live to get 1 million subscribers. So here's what I'm trying to say. Onpassive has not gone live yet. 1,300,000 customers before we even go live. Data center, we'll find a little bit more about Friday. You guys get what I'm saying? Before we go live, the king, Mr. Ash Mufareh, Mr. Phenomenal, I call him, genius, because he thought of these things through. He looked at what other people were doing, where they failed, and he said, that's not going to happen with Onpassive, okay? So in a course of what, 20 some years, 19 years, look what Facebook did. And let me throw the kicker in. Let me throw the biggest kicker in. Did people earn a residual income? No, They got on there and they told their status, their relationship. Woohoo! Guess what the world's going to see? Residual income, helping out. Did Facebook help out with humanity? No, as a matter of fact, they did a lot of things wrong and it did damage them. It hurt them. What does Mufareh say? That's not going to happen with Onpassive. We're going to do it right. We're going to make sure every regulation in every single government is followed through to a T. All right. All that stuff, believe it or not, Facebook had against them, and look how they grew. Now you got Onpassive that comes along that's going to, number one, earn you a residual income for doing nothing, by the way. I always love to say that. Data center, before we launch, 1,300,000 plus right now customers before we launch. We're already whooping their butts, to say in a nice way, and I'm not being trying to compete with them. I'm just trying to show you their numbers, their stats, and what they did. And people were not even earning money until later between 2016 and 2022. And it was selling things. It wasn't nothing like Onpassive. What do we got? 50 products? Digital, AI induced, physical products, physical labs to invent, build, and design these products that's going to change the world. 2 right now are done, and 1, as Mufareh said, will change the world. We'll change the face of the world. We'll paint the world a new color. Okay? Data center? Come on, you guys. If you don't understand how big Onpassive is, I just broke it down for you. And I literally thought about doing this, didn't want to bring another company name in Onpassive, but it's the truth. Their stats for what they have and our stats for what Onpassive has, you think in 20 years, we're going to have a lot more than 2.9 billion people. I really think that we're going to own 99, oh, I'm going to give it a conservative. 94% of the internet is going to be Onpassive. Why? Because we care. Why? Because we have the best products in the world, AI induced. Data centers, nobody controls us. No one says this or that. Mufareh is the smartest guy I know for doing this. Excuse me. He broke it down, guys. He's breaking it down. Transparency, unbelievable, unbelievable, unbelievable. I'm going to give him 4 heys because I'm so excited about it. But listen to the stats I just said through Facebook and know what you have right now. We are 5,000 million miles ahead of Facebook on their day 1. Okay? On their, their last day, which is today. That's how far ahead we are. That's where Mufareh put us all. Thank you very much, Mufareh. Marty, I yield my time back to you, my brother.
Very good, Chris. Yep. Numbers don't lie, right? The basic thing is a lot of people, I fill my head up with knowledge that most people don't care about. But the point is, let's look at the basic part of it. We are starting where most companies never ever reach in the history of their company. They don't reach the unicorn status. Okay, we're a unicorn before it's even born. We have 2 floors in the Burj Khalifa. And by the way, if you just went to somebody in business, a real business person, and they said, where are you located? And you said, well, we're in the Burj Khalifa, lights out, guys, lights out. You don't have to advertise anything. They know you're a serious contender. But one thing is they don't just let anybody in Dubai. They don't. And to get there and then grab the tallest building in the world and not rent an office, but buy 2 floors, I think we look serious, right? So anybody that's watching, they got to know that. Now the data center, the best way to understand, because I have to break it down to where I understand it, is imagine now you run a house and you don't own it and you're paying for it. Now they can sell the house out from under you if they want to. We own the house. We own the street that we're on. So anything that goes on, like data, people get confused about data. Data is your name and your email. That's data. That's money. When we get into Facebook, we look, oh, it's free. Well, yeah, it's free, but they're making a bundle off of every time somebody goes in and moves around and touches or puts in something. Because if you notice, they're hooked up to other big companies, so that when you mention, oh, I'd like to have a lawnmower, you see the lawnmowers following you everywhere, right? They know what they're doing. They're selling your data. When you get into Onpassive, your data is protected, absolutely protected. And the other thing, looking at Onpassive, just basic as you can, we have zero competition. People tell me, how can you say that? I'm going to tell you how I can say it. Competition means you're close. This company's here and this company's right there. There's not going to be anybody on the same scale with Onpassive. It's just not going to happen. Value, okay, you got Zoom. This one, eight to 10 grand a month. Are you kidding? All right, we're gonna have O Connect, unlimited, unlimited. Yeah, this. You could get big packages, 20,000 people. Every time we have 20,000 people on here, people get kicked off. Every time. I've been kicked off, but I'm hosting, I'm getting kicked off. I have to come back in, or people are looping. We're going to have the best of the best. It will speak for itself. Remember, we look at Dubai and we're thinking, oh, we're advertising. No, we're marketing, we're branding, we're building our name. You keep pushing our name in people's face. Subconsciously, it's gonna happen. It happened with Apple. It happened with anything they want to blow up. You get the brand out there first. Now, we know that on a given day there could be 20,000 people taking pictures of what's going on with the Burj Khalifa with a message. Now, initially, it's like, oh, the lighting is so cool. But how about the 10 or 15 people they share it with when they get home and they're going, hey, that's beautiful. What's Onpassive? You start that question. You just start that question in thousands of homes. You are going to go viral. Eventually it's going to go viral. You don't see it today. You don't see it in an hour. It's long term. When it really kicks in and we finally get, okay, products are for sale to the public, they'll be tromping the door down to get in. Why? People are looking for value. Bottom line. Also, with the data center that these two guys are talking about, right now, AWS is the king of the hill, right? So a lot of people go through them. They determine how much they charge, right? It could be outrageous. It is outrageous. Imagine now that we have our own data center. People are going to start coming to us. Why? Well, they're going to read the company. What do they read when they first come to Onpassive? Oh, bless. What company starts with a nonprofit? And I mean non. The company brings no money in from Oh, bless. It means a lot. These little things that are going on that we think, oh, what's the big deal? It's a big, big deal. When it comes, listen, in Dubai right now, you have CEOs and presidents of companies walking the streets. That's where they vacation. No doubt, in their mind, always something to do with business. They see Onpassive shooting up the Burj Khalifa, they're going home to tell somebody. There's going to be board meetings going, hey, I want you to look up this Onpassive. What is going on? These people are crazy. There I go again with crazy. Can't help myself. But anyway, they're crazy, right? But it's crazy. Listen, it's that kind of thing that doesn't put us here. It puts us here, right? You got to shoot from the stars. That's Ask Mufareh. Yes, he could have set it up that the data center holds 5 million people, maybe been good for 2 years. I don't know. But he didn't say that. He goes, I want it set up for 1 billion and they're using everything max. Nobody would do that. It's a lot of money. Nobody would do that. Nobody normal. Okay. Now I'm saying it's a good thing that he thinks that way. And let me tell you why. I've been in 20 or 30 of these so-called launches. Okay. And what they really were, it wasn't even a business after being an Onpassive. I can't even compare it. But not one of them 6 months later is running. A lot of them died on the launching pad. Took off, done, right? I mean, done. Next day they're down for maintenance and they never come back. Or they shoot up, they start paying people, and the wrong people are getting the wrong amount. You pay people on day one the wrong amount or not enough, bye-bye, all right? You can't do that. You have to have it right. So Ash asked one thing of all of us. We've shown enough to the people, founders and Onpassive. This is what Ash is saying in Marty's language. We've shown you everything. We never charge you another dime. When we charge you in '97 and you got a lifetime access to a free coffee every day, when it was just that little company, he never raised it when we went into this Goliath we have now. Never raised a dime. I worked with Redfern. We were in a company that charged us every month $100. Every month. And at the end of a year, Red was smarter than me. He jumped ship before that. We had nothing. Nothing. And then come to find out, the guy really wasn't that good. And it blew me away. I'm not going to mention names. It doesn't matter. But that's the kind of stories going on out there. So as said, I believe they deserve the trust. They deserve our patience. And they deserve loyalty. And if you can't do that in a company that really, like Chris said, how much do we really have to do? You know, people say, oh, thank you, Marty. Thank you, Red. Thanks for all the people who are doing video. You're always here. I'm doing it because I want to. Nobody told me to. Nobody's making me do it. I love it because why? 15 years I spent online working like a mule for nothing. Nothing. Yeah, I made a little bit of money. Big teams and failed. So let me tell you where you're going to be. Can you bring in 250 people a day? Every day? Targeted traffic? You might make a little money every month. You might. Because they don't know what you know. So they can't do it. So you got to bring them in because you're going to quit in 2 or 3 months. That's reality of MLM. Reality of this company is you get in, you win. Just follow directions, help each other. The main thing is helping each other. I don't care if we bring in one more founder. I could care less. If there's anybody watching this, this isn't a plug for you to get in. You can watch all the stuff. If you don't decide to get in, fantastic with me. I just want the founders of here to understand what we really have. And don't go too deep. You don't need to. If you bring it up in your mind, we have the best company. They're going to build it for us. They do all the nasty work. They're going to build your team forever. And you got to sit in and catch some apples in a basket. I think I can do that. Anyway, that's all I have for right now.
Fantastic, Marty. Great words as always. And you do realise that you did call Ash crazy again, and he's going to find out. You've got to stop doing that, mate. Otherwise, he's going to get a complex. I want to finish off then with what Chris was mentioning about the physical labs. Why, again, another major deal. Within these physical labs, remember, these are for products. They are nothing to do with the Onpassive ecosystem that we have in place now with the digital products. This is completely separate. It's what's been worked on now for quite a while. We're going to have several all over the world, by the way. Their location is immaterial. It doesn't really matter where they are. All we need to know is that they are there and they are designing and testing products. We've already got 2 at the moment that have demo types in place. They've been tested successfully and passed. Obviously, there is a process with products. This is testing and re-engineering, testing, etc., to make sure that they do what they're meant to do. This can take up to 6 months, and this is normally by approval of the owner or the company for our own use. And then it goes to the next stage, which is legal protection, patenting, and all these types of things. But what Ash did say about these 2 products that are in the demo stage at the moment, which is really, really interesting, is that he said that one of these products will have the same effect and level of what Edison has done and Ford has done and the Wright brothers have done and many other inventors have brought around for the world. He said 8.5 billion people, which is the world's population, will have a reason to use this product. That's one. And there's many more in the pipeline. Now, he also did say on the back of that, that this is completely separate to what we have paid our foundership for. We have paid for that Onpassive ecosystem and all the rest of it. He did say, do I want to share the good news with all the founders? He said, absolutely, I do, but it's his choice to do it. And he has the absolute right, not only as the CEO, but also it wasn't promised to us, to basically do as he wishes. And it is a big, big deal. Now, the last thing I'm going to leave you with before I hand it back over is that most companies want to reach for the sky, and it's the sky's limit that they're after. The sky is the limit. You hear it many, many times. Mufareh said, we are starting at the sky limit. Think about that. We are starting where most people wish they could get to. I'll leave you with that. Back over to you guys.
All right, one more quick thing, because you guys are bringing up things and my head is exploding. Number one, I'm going to say it's always an honor being on here with you guys, but you already know that. Red, get that smile off your face. You know I love you. Marty, he knows I love him. Hey, I touched on something the other day about something that we've seen our whole lives when you walk into a store, a gas station. We accept MasterCard. We accept Visa. I told you a business idea I had, writing a letter to that I could share with everyone through the back office, and you could send to businesses. Let me just say it this one last time. We accept the Onpassive wallet at this facility. You start getting these hotels, gas stations, party stores, anyone that use a credit card in their company who pays 1.5 to 3.5% to a company so they can get more sales. All right. We accept the Onpassive wallet. If those facilities, companies, businesses are founders, they get direct cash from wallet to wallet. It'll save companies literally millions and millions of dollars a year throughout every company, saying, wow, you know, they might still have to have that credit card company till we get everyone Onpassive when they find out about the wallet. But just think about that. I'm really excited about that when I see, when I go fill up my tank for $4.23 and I walk in there and it says, we accept the Onpassive wallet. Why? Because they're proud founders. Why? They've seen the smart business sense. You don't get in business to give away money, minus Onpassive, by helping people giving away money. But when you find out a gas station that pays a lot of money because everyone uses a credit card, find out that they could save $50, $60 to $100,000 a year by becoming a founder for $97 sure goes a long way in my book. So just remember that. Put it in your head. I'm going to get this letter drawn up that you can send to companies, explain to them why they're going to want to be a part of Onpassive, and we accept Onpassive wallets. Bada bing, bada boom. Marty, shut her down, brother. Back to you. Unless I made you think of something, or read, or, you know, once in a while I actually make these guys think about something. Not all the time, but Marty, back to you.
Every time you talk, I think about something. Talk to you after the meeting what it is. No, I'm just kidding. No, Chris, you do a fantastic job, no doubt about it. One thing I wanted to bring up too, because we all remind each other when we're talking. Beautiful cardinal outside, by the way. Flew right up to the window. You know, Az said one thing that was very important to everyone. Not, me too. I mean, I love it. He's not judging anybody by the size of their team. All right. I don't want to say team, but by the size of their, how much revenue they generate. How's that? And that's beautiful, because not everybody, look, I was a marketer before I came. I should have a team, unless I'm a complete moron, right? So I did. But I don't want to be judged by that. You should be judged by what you're doing and how you can help people. The other stuff doesn't matter. We didn't come in here to as a marketer. I came in really originally was, I thought if I did bring people in, the company can help them go the rest of the way. That is why. But he said that, and to me, that's mind blowing. Because why? Not everybody can do a live or wants to. They don't feel comfortable. But there's people out there that post, they encourage, they make banners, they make images. They're thought of as high as anybody else. And that to me is awesome. Absolutely awesome. And I've watched for over 3 years now some people that went from nothing, camera off, won't talk, and I don't want to make anybody do it, to camera on, they're doing lives, they're talking. It's the only platform I know that you get to move where you want to be. And there's nobody holding anybody back. Obviously, I mean, I hope not. I don't see it. In fact, I push people up if I can because that's the stronger the weakest link is, the stronger the movement is. So, and we've only just begun. One thing I want to apologize for, I did not give shout outs today to everybody. And I know we always do, but when we have 360, usually it runs fairly long. But I want to give a shout out to everyone. I couldn't possibly say them all. I appreciate all of you. No joke. You know that. Thanks for being here. We'll be back to our regular routine tomorrow. Tonight is 6:30 is Julie and Milo. And is there anything else on Wednesday? I don't believe so. So be there or be square, or you can be square and be there. It doesn't either way. So I think that's all we have, unless these two guys got something else. All right, so guide people, show them what they need to know, get them into the back office. Listen, if you're having trouble keeping up now, you're going to be in trouble because the train's only going to go faster. Ass has said this for months. The train has left the station. So it's not that hard, even if you work, to stay caught up. I hear people saying, oh, well, this is not right. The color's not right. I don't understand. You got to make the video shorter. Gosh, my gosh, okay? If you want to know, you can know, right? You can know. Just we have 900 YouTube channels. There's information everywhere. You can click on it and get caught up within 20, 30 minutes. I don't care what you're doing. So anyway, see everybody. Thanks for being here. Back to regular tomorrow. And we'll be back next week with Onpassive 360. I'll see you all. Have a great day.
See you, everybody.